it's World of Warcraft. You do have to beat the enemy. We're like, yeah, we know that, but it's that it wasn't satisfying. So that's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is they're just going to look and go, well, all of the backlash is just it's just dog whistles from anti-Blizzard creators. And look at all of the things they have in their backgrounds. They're terrible, terrible people, and we don't even want that audience. Obviously being completely aware but remaining ignorant to the fact that that's a small subset of them. And it is indicative of the general overall stuff. It's utterly brutal. And
like if people who care about the lore and pay attention to it get confused and upset, your average player's going to have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know everything, and I'm like mentally checked out a lot of the time. I'm just like, well, this isn't going to mean anything to me, and I at times know goddamn everything about World of Warcraft lore.
Yeah,
I've spent more time reading WoW lore than I spent reading anything else in my entire life, basically. Like
the most fun that I've had recently is recording the part 1 of our Ner'zhul video, our big Ner'zhul video. Also we were concepting we've got some really cool videos in the way for you guys, but I was concepting, there's one, the bloodiest battles in Azeroth. I love military history channels and stuff, so we're trying to like expand our horizons a little bit. We've got one on Azerothian super weapons, talking about like Gallywix's big cannon. I get to, talk about the Gustav gun from World War II, and the Americans have got one. It's like the strategic very long cannon, or it's not literally called that, but it's got such a, it's not even, like, at least I thought the one thing I could trust the Americans for was coming up with cool but kind of embarrassing acronyms for things like, the Star Wars project. But sadly, no. But like, just, bringing up that, all that, the parallels, right? Whenever Azerite came, we were like, got to talk about, oh my God, Azerite, this is, because I really liked the promise of BFA, actually, where it's like, this is complete change of balance. It's like, engaging with that level of lore has been really fun, and the Lord Run stuff's been really fun. Like, we have so many videos on the channel that I'm hyped for. Like, I have a 2-parter on Khadgar and Turalyon. I can't wait to write it. It's going to be great. It'll be exciting. That's where I'm really loving the lore. I will admit I'm a wee bit checked out of the cosmic stuff. I mean, I'm interested in the cosmic stuff in the context of Khadgar is flying around the place as a bird trying to work out what the fuck's going on. Or Urel's mind has been, corrupted a bit by the dogmatism of the light, and now she's going to come to Azeroth. Like, that's the level of the cosmic lore that I really like. But the whole, 17th level of the geometric fractal of the something and the blah, 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 I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Too much.
Yeah, well, I mean, the reason those things are interesting to you is because they're grounded in things you know. They're grounded in things that are fundamentally World of Warcraft. Because Medivh was a prophet. Medivh flew around as Raven, figuring shit out and people going, right, we need to do something because the Legion are coming, boys. I've dealt with them, not good. Go over there to Kalimdor, wage a big offensive, sort it out.
Yeah.
Khadgar, being a big Raven, flying around the cosmos going, boys, something's amiss. We need to sort something out. Sounds class. Drell being, mental, that's a big force. We were responsible for that. It's grounded in our player actions. It's grounded in actions of, like, the Alliance and the Horde, what they did. For all very, actual World of Warcraft. Mm. But then none of the other stuff is World of Warcraft. Maybe it is. The only tenuous link is that all of the retroactive contextualizations happened with the Jailer. The fact that Bolvar was apparently there connecting them the whole time, and Sylvanas bridging it. The only bridge there is Sylvanas. That's it. Sylvanas is the link between here and the Shadowlands.
Yeah.
That's it. No one even likes Sylvanas. So how are we supposed to like anything in the Shadowlands? When they could have even done it if they spent more time bridging the stuff. Like, because obviously the Kyrian, the Spirit Healers, the Valkyr, that was a good bridge potential, but it ended up being thematic. Maldraxxus and the Necromancy and, like, the militaristic stuff.
Yeah.
Could have been a great bridge, wasn't. Venthyr, Sanlane, Dreadlords could have been a great bridge, but we ended up being too mired. Like, we basically just teleported over there instead of it being, actually bridging the gap. We would have needed 2 patches to make our way to the Shadowlands instead of it's 9.0 and your best friends at the Kyrians. Who in the right mind thinks that's anything vaguely interesting pacing story-wise? Maybe interesting gameplay-wise for a Covenant ability, which, we didn't actually want in the first place. And that's the thing. It's like whenever whenever the whenever a community is going, right, can we not have this one thing? Can we have your game with less stuff in it, please, sir? And then, we're like, can you pull the ripcord? And then it's like, ripcord exists. We can pull it. We can pull it anytime we want. In fact, we could pull it right now.
And then they don't pull it?
We could pull it next week. We could pull it anytime. Just if we detect something's wrong, we'll pull the ripcord. And then everyone's like, everything is wrong. We can see it in the numbers. We can see it in the design elements. Please pull it. And he's like, it wasn't really a ripcord.
It's fine. We can balance.
Sorry, wasn't a ripcord, but it's all right. We'll get by. It was like that applied to all the other elements. It's just like, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, they completely utterly jumped the shark. And I feel like it's very, very difficult to worm their way back in any capacity outside of admit anything. Like, hello, sorry, whoops, we'll solve it.
Just be like, hey, all they need to do is just get up and say, okay, community, look, we tried a bunch of things in the narrative and we've seen that you haven't liked stuff. We thought it was cool. Evidently didn't work out that well. I think we really get a sense that you guys want to return to basics. You want to get your feet in the ground in Azeroth. And you know what? We respect that. And we think we have a really, really cool story we can tell. It starts off from an Azerothian perspective, from being a bit more boots in the ground. And, they could just accept what's going on. I think get a massive win. Because people are dying to want to love WoW and waste their time in it. What was it Asmongold said? A game you want to waste your life in or something?
Yep. Oh, that is... World of Warcraft is not fitting that quite as much as it used to. I will certainly level classes that I haven't, or specs that I haven't played with in a while to try and get a general feel for them, to maybe get some gameplay in, and then I'll hit level 60 and go, ugh.
Yes, because you were leveling Enhancement Salmon when I came down and saw you after I did Allcraft last night.
Yeah, just thought about Enhancement Salmon. I was like, shit. Maybe I should give this a go. Maybe I should give this a feel, because I kind of put it off in early Shadowlands. I didn't really like it when I was playing around with a bit, and I was like, with how I've kind of changed over Shadowlands as a DPS player in a way, I feel like I want to take another stab at it, because I feel like I probably enjoy it, and I don't mind the experience of leveling if I'm dungeon spamming, because it feels kind of good to me. I'm like, okay, I get to spend actual, especially if I'm not completely brain dead going through dungeons. If I'm going through I'm going to be as high on these meters as my lack of abilities at level 20 something will let me. I actually do enjoy that experience. Same way I enjoyed in FF, because I really love, I mean, I'll say the gameplay in FF is a little bit more to my taste, especially of late, but I still enjoy, going up to a group of mobs as an enhancement shaman and going, okay, I can spread my flame shock quite nicely among this group. I will, I'll actually go out of my way to go, okay, will this target live long enough to accept a flame shock for enough a duration to be more valuable than a frost shock? I'll kind of math it out in my head slightly, and I'll make that decision. And that decision making is kind of fun. And I enjoyed for that. But a lot of the other stuff that I used to play World of Warcraft for and enjoy World of Warcraft is just scuppered.
Yeah, we bet.